Want to turn our attention now to Egypt, where the Arab Spring uprising has some new life here in the fall, but it can be unsettling for some folks.
Yeah, there are more protests in the capital this morning against the country's military leaders. Elizabeth Palmer is in Cairo again with the latest. Liz, good morning.
Good morning. Well, this protest is really picking up steam now. Activists have called for a 1 million-man march today across the country. Here in Cairo, you can probably see Tahrir Square behind me. It's already filling up with many thousands of people.
Day 4 of this uprising. Small knots of protesters skirmished with police guarding key buildings near Tahrir Square, while behind the front line, volunteers provided backup, including the antidote to tear gas. In Tahrir Square itself, thousands of peaceful demonstrators from all political parties assembled around clear and common demands for democratic reform.
We need to have a clear-cut timetable. We need to have a president by April. We need to have a proper democracy in place and a proper system so that we know where we stand.
Overnight, the beat of anti-military chanting filled Tahrir Square. The crowds want to get rid of the generals running Egypt. The military took power last February after a popular uprising toppled the authoritarian government. Some welcomed them back then. Most tolerated them as caretakers until a civilian government could be elected. 10 months on, here's the evidence the generals have lost all credibility by maneuvering to hang on to power. Last night, the political cabinet working with the generals resigned, but that's not enough. The protesters want the generals themselves gone and a firm date to elect a new president.
Now, Jeff, we've just learned that 3 American students were arrested during the protest last night here in Cairo. They were students at the American University here in the city. Jeff?
Are they charged with anything right now, Liz?
It's hard to tell. State television last night said they'd been arrested for throwing Molotov cocktails and stones at the security forces. They're being held at the prosecutor's office at the moment. We may learn a little more detail during the day about the formal nature of the charges. Jeff?
All right, Liz Palmer, thanks from Cairo this morning.